Hi everybody, I'm finally back after a couple years. I found my camera and I'm going to try this and see if I remember how to use it. I wanted to show you my latest project. It's Kit with Paperkitz. Hello. I have made another mini album journal out of the Strathmore drawing paper pad. Here it is. This is what it looks like. I love using these because of the texture and the weight of the paper. It's perfect. Sturdy enough to hold together, but at the same time it's not real heavy like the watercolor paper. So this is the latest one I've done. I'm going to be doing a new one as a gift. This one turned out so well that I really like the design of the pages. And I have used the Graphic 45 Tropical Travelogue paper in this. Usually I make these out of scraps, but I used a whole paper line throughout this one, and I'm real happy with it. I love this paper. It's bright colors and all my favorite colors. And I did this for myself, or for a trip we're going to take. This is the cover. I actually used the cover of the 8x8 paper pad. This whole book is made using the 8x8 paper pad, and I used it all except for a few border pieces. I'm going to do a video on the setup when I do this next one, so I'll get into more detail. I just wanted to show this one to you real quick and to test out my camera to make sure I remember how to use it, actually. So this is the cover, and open it up, and this is the inside page. Page 1. I have used the Stampin' Up! Cardstock throughout this too, because if you see, the colors just always work so well with the Graphic 45 paper. They must get together, I don't know, but it's color all the way through too, so you don't have to ink your edges like I've done. But I have more of a tendency to use something if it looks like it's already worn and used and vintage looking. The bright white pages of a new journal just intimidate me to no end. I think it reminds me of term papers we had to do in college, and it does. I do not enjoy that. I'll stick with it for about a week, then I'm done with it unless I go in and mess up all the pages. So you're going to see a lot of antiquing throughout this because this one's for me. The one that I'm going to do next is going to be cleaner and probably the same paper line, but I'm going to make it as a gift. So not everybody's like me, thank heavens. This first page is a fold-up page that has room for 2 4x6 photos. This whole mini album is designed to hold from wallet size up to, I actually put a mat in here for a 5x7. You know how you always get that perfect picture that you just keep going back to and back to. And I like to blow those up and put one in my albums if I've got enough room. And especially if it's of me, because I take terrible pictures. So if I get a good picture of me, I am going to blow it up into canvas size and hang it on the wall. But I have used, I digress. I have used all kinds of different tabs. What I've done too, while we're on this page, is I score the covers and the first few pages of these just to create a roll top desk effect. I'll show you how I do that when I do my other video. But this one will lay flat and create a waterfall down the side, which I love because I like things sticking out the edges of my albums. And I'll show you how I did that on another video. Carry on. This is the next page. Here's the next page. It's a short pocket page. You'll also see these throughout. I like to punch a design and just stick it throughout my mini albums and my journals because I will doodle on these. I will draw pictures on them. I will punch out little pictures to put on them. And I'll also then, say I put a picture on here, I might glue this up here so it sticks out over the top. And anyway, that's just me. I like to do it. I don't know what punch this is. I'm sure it's probably called a daisy punch, but I don't do daisies. So we're going to call it a tropical flower punch. Just me. Another photo mat. Here's a journaling page that also has a pocket for a tag. And this ended up, I think, with 21 pages, so that's really 42 pages. So I'm going to go through here real quick. You can tear out as many pages as you want to make it smaller if you want. This came out perfect for the paper that I had. Here is a photo mat page using, I did buy two 12 by 12 sheets of this paper line too by Graphic 45 because I liked the large tags. So I bought two of those, and I'll tell you which ones they were when I do the next video. Next page, journaling page, and I don't like to just write in straight lines, so I slant. Sometimes I do the swirly. I didn't do any of that in this one because when you're traveling, it's hard to manipulate your book around sometimes when you're on an airplane or sitting in the car. So this is what I call one of my word tags or photo tags, whatever you want to call them. I call them sticks. This is a stick pocket, and you can put all kinds of things on these. I know they look small, but I collect brochures and things when we travel, and I collect them because not only do I want to go visit some of those places while we're on the trip, but I also like the fonts, the words, some of the small pictures that are in them. So I'll collect those, and then I'll whack them all up when I get home and use them somehow or another. Journaling tab. This is a stamp that I got at Michael's for $1, and I love this. Got it about a week ago, and everything I've done since then has this flower on it. So I just stamped. I created my own design page here with that stamp. So that's something else you can do. This is a Stampin' Up! Tab punch, which I've used throughout. This photo album, another photo mat, another journaling page. I used another Stampin' Up! Punch to punch out a window here, and I just like to do that because sometimes I like to peek through to the next page, and I don't like just plain old pages. I like them short, I like them longer, I like them even shorter, I like them halfway up. That's just me, I know. If you have OCD, you probably will not like my mini albums. But here's another journaling spot. I like to write in this direction too. I used vintage photo ink throughout because it's one of my favorites, and I also like Stampin' Up! Soft Suede. The vintage Tim Holtz vintage photo was out already, so I went ahead and used it. Plus it has a little more yellow tinge to it than the soft suede does. Here we go, another pocket. Oops, fell off. This is a corner pocket to stick things in, another one of my tropical flowers. This is from one of the 12 by 12 sheets. It created a little brochure here that I can either put photos in or journal on. And this is the smaller version. And I created a journaling little booklet. I can't wait to use this. It just looks like so much fun. And tucks right in there. So here is a half front pocket page. And then it also, excuse me, has a back pocket that has a tag in it, which again can be used for photos or journaling. Here is just a page to put photos on, and these, you're going to see these throughout. These are K&Company's little die cuts, and I buy them. They come in all colors. They're not very expensive, and I call them Band-Aids because they'll cover up a multitude of sins, and people think you intentionally meant to use them. So I use those for several things. You'll see them throughout. Here's another pocket page. This is my 5x7, so I can get that perfect big picture into this. Another one of K&Company's pull tab, or labels that I'm using as a pull tab. This is where I glued 2 pages together to make one pocket. I'll show you how to do that in another video. I'm not a big one for a lot of frou-frou, but I love seam binding. So I have created two of the word stick pockets, and I have stapled seam binding on the top and the bottom to kind of pull it together. Even though it's two different pages, it looks like it was one page cut in half. This is a pull-out page that can be used for doodling, stamping your favorite stamps. Journaling folds right back up in there again. This is another photo pocket or photo mat page with a corner pocket. Just some little word sticks and of course my tropical flower. And these also help remind me that there is a pocket there. We need reminders at our age. Anyway, this is another stamp that I found. And all I did, you'll see, this is just one of the pages. Hasn't been altered or manipulated. All I did was stamp on it, put a tab on it. And this is a Dragonfly stamp that I have had for probably 20 years. And I ran across it the other day and thought, well, that'll work with tropical. Here's another page that will hold a 4x6 photo. And a little hint, when you do these fold over pages, those flip overs, if you score them again at the top from the original score that tucks behind your mat, they'll lay flatter than if you don't. If you don't, they'll have a tendency to be like a skateboard jump ramp. So do another score line and they'll fold flat. Underneath it, I've put another photo mat and some belly bands. I don't know what you call them. I call them belly bands because, again, I collect a lot of brochures, and this way I can keep them all in one spot, so I'll know where to find them when I'm ready to whack them up, cut them up, or if we want to go see something, I'll know where they are. This is another just a matted page ready for photographs. I don't quite understand this paper because this looks like zebra to me, and we don't have any zebras in the tropics. I know, I live in Florida, and we don't have any zebras or any animals with this type of skin, but I love the color. I love the design, and it does work well with the package paper. So, I don't know, maybe Africa for tropical. Maybe that's what they had in mind because they have all kinds of animals down there. So that might be where that came from. This is one of my favorite punches that I have, my edge punch. I think it's by EK Success. I'm going to use it in the next one, so I'll find it then. Some more of my tropical flowers, which I'm thinking I'm going to use my white gel pen on these, more than likely to do something. Another word stick. Just to remind me, there's a pocket there. There's also a pocket up here with journaling on the back. Better hurry here. I got several pages to get through. This is the punch out from where I punched it out of the previous page. Photo mat, journaling space, and I like to layer. I'm not a big one for thick dimensional embellishments. I like flat, but I like to layer them. So you're going to see I do a lot of that where I make stacked label journaling spots and things like that without much dimension to them. I did put a little crystal effects right here in the center of these just to give them a little more texture and dimension because I do like texture. And I do like dimension, but I don't like big, thick, poofy things. So that's just me. No rules, just tools. I think Marnie said that. I love that. No rules, just tools. So make it yourself. Make it your own. Do your own thing. Another photo mat. Here's another pull-out page. This one is designed to hold the wallet-sized photos on this side. And then on this side, you can do some journaling. You can do whatever you want to do on this side of the page. Another photo mat page with some more of my tropical flowers. And I used everything in this paper line but the borders. And I didn't use the borders for borders. I don't know. I don't obey the rules very well, I guess. But I cut up some of the postage stamp paper and made a little pocket border out of that. So you can just tuck photos down in there and they'll tuck up in under here. Here's another one of those K & Company Band-Aids, which I like to stick something up over at least one corner of my page. Another photo mat, just with the green tropicals. This was not one of my favorite papers either, and I think it reminds me of the philodendron we have all over Florida that just overtakes everything. It's kind of like kudzu up in Georgia. It just grows everywhere, but it is easy to grow, so that's one positive thing about it, I guess. And I always have an envelope, or try to have an envelope in all my books, because I want a place to put receipts, things that I don't want to lose, but I'm not sure if I really will use it anywhere else in the book. So also I like to keep a cost journal of what the trip actually cost. So I will put all my receipts. It's also a place you can stick more photos if you don't have the perfect spot to put photos in the album for display. Stick them in your envelope. Everybody needs an envelope, my opinion. Made a tab here just from one of the tags that were in the paper line. Another Band-Aid up here. I intentionally put it there. It wasn't covering up a mistake, believe it or not. Journaling page. Now on these journaling pages, you don't have to journal. You could put a photograph over here, you could doodle on it, you could do anything you want. This is a page that I made a pocket out of one sheet of the paper because I like to collect all the card keys, any little plastic membership cards, whatever. You get all kinds of them when you travel, and I like to use them in mini albums, mini books, so I created a spot where I can just stick them all so I know where they are. They're not floating around my purse or my suitcase. And then over here you could add photos. You could journal in here. Do whatever you want. It's your book. These are little quotes. I like another Strathmore pad. It's called Newsprint. And I buy those. It's very inexpensive. You get a ton of paper, and I run it through my computer and print off quotes, and you can do graphics. You can do anything you want. It stains up really nice. It's a lighter weight paper, but yet it doesn't really show through. It has enough of an opaque feature. And so you'll see those throughout my albums. Like this one says, if at first you don't succeed, try again, then quit. There's no use being a darn fool about it. So that just makes me smile. Here is another photo mat page. And we're on the last page. Hey, I may make this through before the camera runs out. This is a journaling page, or you can stick a picture behind this little label, whatever you want to do. And anytime I see a map, this is the very back page of the drawing pad. I always want to just crinkle it up and stain it and rip it and tear it. I don't know. I think it comes from, I spent my whole life collecting things my mother kept trying to throw away. So it's a rebellion thing probably. But I just decided to it was the last piece of paper I had left out of the whole pack. And I decided to just put it on the back. And this was my other favorite color of paper, was this blue. It looks like little things floating around in the ocean, anemones, or I don't know what, little spores. But I love the blue. I love the blue. So that's the last page. We've made it through 41 pages, 41 sides, or 42. 21 pages, 42 sides. And this is the back. I haven't done a thing with it yet because I don't know if I want to stamp on it. I may just keep this plain and put property of kit. Enter only with permission. I don't know. It's the back, so that doesn't make a whole lot of sense, does it? I also wanted to show you too that on the front I created these little pockets. I don't remember if I showed this or not, so let's do it real quick. These are the little word sticks that I like to use. This is about it. This is all I had left. Usually my word sticks are bigger, but when I glued this down, I created little pockets behind each of the sections, and I've tucked some postage stamps in here. I've just tucked some flowers down under here. The reason I wanted to use the cover too real quick is because of this font here. It looks like little typewriter keys, and I thought that is so neat. So what I did was, you can't really tell, but I put crystal effects on the top of each one So it actually has raised it bumpy, and you can still see through it very clearly. And it just creates a little bit more texture. So I hope you enjoyed my latest project, and I'll be back with another video to show you how to set up the book, how to create the rounding effect so that your journal will lay flat and you don't have to have a closure on it. I don't like to mess with closures. So everybody have a fabulous day, and I'll talk to you later. Take care. Bye-bye now.